Those are helping words that we add anytime that we're using one of these ablative uses. And so before we jump mainly into the lesson today, I want to set up our initial conversation about the ablative case and some of its many other uses with a board game that some of you may be familiar with. And that board game is the board game of Clue. Now, raise your hand if you've played Clue before. All right, most of you played Clue. That's fantastic. A couple of years ago, I had like only 2 kids in the entire room have ever even heard of the game. I was like, what? So you guys, I don't have to go too far into depth of explaining on how the game works. It's a game of deductive reasoning. You find out who did what, and at the end, you got to make the accusation. And the accusation reads something like this. Mr. Body was killed in the conservatory. All right, we'll go there.
With a wrench. Wrench.
No, in the conservatory.
Pistol. Candlestick.
With the candlestick.
Candlestick is divided.
Yeah, Miss Scarlet.
No, mustard.
Mrs. White isn't even.
I just quote.
Yeah, she's the maid. Okay, now has anybody ever played the Clue Junior version of it?
Yeah.
It's a somewhat less horrific thing where instead of instead of figuring out who murdered Mr. Body, there's a cake. There was a cake. So in Clue Junior, the cake was eaten
Oh my god.
by Colonel Mustard. It asked you what you were drinking with the cake. With coffee.
What? That's disgusting. Who's cake with coffee?
At 2:30 p.m. So in the Clue version, where we're not dealing with dead bodies, we're figuring out someone has basically snitched a piece of cake, and we have to determine who ate the cake. That dastardly Colonel Mustard. He ate the cake with coffee at 2:30 p.m. In the library.
Unless we eat like.
So, and the thing that was kind of interesting about Clue Junior, though, you had to figure out 4 things instead of 3 things. In some ways, it was more of a complicated game. But anyway, besides just giving you a delightful trip down memory lane towards happier times of your childhood, this also poses as an excellent demonstration of several uses of the ablative case. Now, think back to all those translations you did. Buy with from the table. Buy with from the gift. Buy with from the school. I think that was the one that we did for masculine. So, all of these are examples of the different types of the ablative. We're going to learn some of them in this chapter. Others of them you're not going to learn too much later on. So, in the conservatory, in the library down here, that's an example of something that we call the ablative of place where. In other words, it's an ablative use that tells us the place where the action occurred. So in the conservatory, in the library, is an example of the ablative of place where. Julia.
Are we going to learn like words in the next chapter?
We're going to learn some of them this year. Some of them you're not going to learn until much, much later on. And I'll explain why in just a bit. Okay? So, then we've got, the culprit, the person who did it, right? That's called the ablative of agent. And no, we're not talking like spy, super secret agent man. We are talking about the agent who completed or conducted the activity. The ablative of agent. Who was the agent that did the murder? It was Mrs. White. Who was the agent who ate the cake before it was time? It was Colonel Mustard. All right? All right?
Does it have like?
Now, anybody want to take a guess about what ablative is the ablative at 2:30?
Oh,
Spears.
ablative time.
Yep, that's it. Ablative of time. Ablative of time.
How many ablatives are there?
They're literally over 2 dozen. We're only going to do about 3 or 4 this year, so don't freak. But I mean, literally, there are literally.
There's everything you can think of. So,
Yeah, exactly. So what Alex said, in case you didn't hear him, it was a really excellent point. It's somewhat cynical, but it's also somewhat pretty much right on point. Is if you're stuck with something and you're not quite sure what it is, and it's in the ablative case, well, it's going to be the ablative of what's it doing here. Now, these ablatives can be divided up into basically 3 broad categories, but we have these different uses that we do here. Now, the last one, the one that I saved for last, with the candlestick, with coffee, that is called the ablative of means.
means.
Means, not memes. Not memes. This is not Grumpy Cat or whatever. This is means. Means. The ablative of means. It's the tool or device that's used to accomplish the action. Okay? So, spiraling back to something that Julie was asking about. When are we going to learn all this stuff? We're going to learn ablative of means in like the next couple of days. The other ablatives you're going to learn much later on, particularly the ablative of agent. The reason for that is, do you remember the other day when we were talking about infinitives and how infinitives had something called voice? You guys remember that? And we have active voice and we have passive voice. And I gave you the example of the dog chases the cat is active, but the cat is being chased by the dog is passive. Because in that second example, the cat is not doing the action, it's having the action done to them. And you may remember I said if you come across a sentence and we're not quite sure if it's passive or not, add by zombies at the end. So you make the sentence was the boys being scared by the shield. You guys remember us talking about the shield, and they're like, why are they scared by the guys carrying the shield? It's like because it was like the Roman boogeyman. And so the boys were scared. That's a passive sentence. And I know that because if I say the boys were scared by zombies, that works. And so you're not going to learn the ablative of agent until you get to passive voice, which won't be till like your 9th, 10th grade Latin time. Okay? So that's much further down the road. What I'm trying to get across to you guys is that there's many, many uses of the ablative case. And we are going to only learn about just a few of them. Spears.
What about the Hannibal Lecter?
The what?
The Hannibal Lecter, like the statue that the Roman Catholics tell their kids about, like, remember, like,
That's all topic right now. Okay. Okay? So, next time we dive into this, we're going to talk about the ablative. If you want to, go ahead and read paragraph 28 in your book. That might help you get a jump start on what we're going to be talking about. I will see you guys tomorrow. Until then, Valete discipuli et discipuli.